So you're thinking about starting an OnlyFans agency. Smart move. It's easily one of the hottest online businesses you can get into right now. But here's the thing most people won't tell you. The way everyone else does it, it's an absolute soul-crushing grind.
You hear people calling it the new digital gold rush, and yeah, the potential is huge. But there's a catch, a hidden wall that almost every new agency owner slams into. It turns that dream of passive income into a 24/7 job you can't escape from.
But what if you could just skip all that? What if there was a ninja method that lets you sidestep the hard parts and get right to the profits? We're going to break it down right here. But hey, if you're impatient and just want to see the full strategy, the deep dive link is waiting for you in the description. Okay, but before we pull back the curtain on this ninja method, you've got to understand the old way of doing things. You need to see what we're leaving behind to really get why this new approach is such a game changer. So what even is an OnlyFans agency? At its heart, you're basically a manager for creators. You do the heavy lifting, the marketing, chatting with fans, all the stuff they don't have time for. And for that, you get a nice cut of the revenue, usually somewhere between 30 and 70%. Simple, right?
Well, the standard way to start looks something like this. You do your research, get the business stuff sorted, and then the real work begins. You've got to find and recruit models, build out all your systems, and then you market constantly. On paper, it seems pretty straightforward.
But in reality? Oh man, you're wearing a lot of hats. You're a recruiter, a manager, a tech guy, a data nerd, and a boss to a team of virtual assistants and editors. It's a massive job.
And this right here, this is the scaling wall. This is the point where the initial excitement just fizzles out and the brutal day-to-day reality of the traditional model really kicks in.
You see, the dream is this beautiful idea of scalable, almost passive income from a roster of creators. But the reality? It's a non-stop grind that feels less like running a business and more like herding cats. You're just constantly putting out little fires everywhere.
And that's because the old model requires a ton of resources. We're talking massive TikTok accounts that take forever to build, huge teams of VAs you have to hire and manage, and an endless demand for new content. All your profit just gets poured right back into paying your staff. It is exhausting.
It's just not sustainable, especially when you're starting out. So that begs the question, what's the alternative? How do you actually build this business without burning out?
Trust me, subscribing makes sense if you're interested in taking your earnings to ridiculous levels. Also, spank that thumbs up button if you're getting some value here for fuck's sake.
And this is where we get to the good stuff. It's time to flip the entire playbook upside down. Welcome to the ninja method. This isn't about working harder, it's about a strategy that is just fundamentally smarter. Now, this whole method is based on a concept called the Uber fans method. The idea is brilliant in its simplicity. You stop chasing thousands of fans paying a few bucks, and instead you focus all your energy on attracting a very small number of high-spending superfans, or whales.
And here's the aha moment. Just look at the math. The old way, to make $5,000, you need to find and manage 1,000 fans. 1,000. With the ninja method, you get to that exact same number with just 5 fans. 5! Same money for a tiny, tiny fraction of the work.
You see, this isn't just a small adjustment. This completely flips the entire agency model on its head. You're no longer playing a volume game, you're playing a value game, and that changes everything. So let's talk about why this method is just flat out better. Why does this lead to a more profitable and honestly, a more enjoyable business? The benefits are just so clear. You don't need to spend months building a massive TikTok following. The return on your time and energy is through the roof because every fan is so much more valuable. Scaling is actually possible because you don't need a giant team, and it all leads to the most important thing: freedom. Less stress, more profit.
At the end of the day, it's about this: breaking free from that grind we talked about earlier. It's a direct path to getting to a serious monthly income, way faster.
Look, we've only scratched the surface here. If you're thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but how do I find these Uber fans? I've got you covered. The full deep dive explainer on the entire method is linked right there for you in the description below.
The opportunity is absolutely real, but the approach you take is everything. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop chasing thousands and start focusing on value? Are you ready to work smarter, not harder?